Everyone, it's Sammy from Scrapmaster's Paradise, and today is week number 29 of Project Life. I have a 2-page spread planned out for this week, and I've got my photos here in a different variety of ways. So I've got the Collect app photos, which are the square ones with the journaling underneath them, and then I've also got the writing on some of these other ones, and I use the Little Moments app on the iPhone to write my words on there. And then I also use Pick Frame to make the collage prints when I have 2 photos on a 4x6. So I will link to those apps in the description box down below. I've got videos on some of those apps, so I will share those also in the description box down below. I will also put my supply list down there so you can check that out for links to everything. So to get started, I'm just going to arrange my photos. I've got the Collect app photos with the dates on them, so I'm kind of putting them in chronological order when I'm arranging things, but I want to have good space between the 3x4 photos and the 4x6 photos, and I also want to leave space for the journaling cards that I'm going to have. And I'm happy with the photo arrangement. I go ahead and fill in with my journaling cards. I just have a stack here that's got multiple brands in it. I end up using a Freckled Fawn card for the title card up at the top left, and then I pull out some Cocoa Daisy cards. I ended up finding a card that's a winter themed card, so I stick that aside to set with my off-season stuff. The card with the numbers on it is Elle Studio, and then the other 3 are Cocoa Daisy. Off camera, I go ahead and attach everything down to my 12x12 cardstocks. Then it's time to add a little bit of journaling and then decorate. So I'm looking up the date here for this week. This is week 29. And for this list card, I go ahead and add the things that Olivia's been loving lately, and I'm going to put a little title above it in just a moment. So I'm writing down her favorite toys, her favorite activities, and these are just kind of capturing what kind of things we're doing like all the time. I go to add a title with these puffy alphas from Elle Studio, and they're a little bit too tall. There's a date on that journaling card, so I want to go ahead and cover that up. So I grab a piece of white cardstock. I just grab one of these journaling cards where I'm not going to be using the front, so I just cut it down to add just a little strip over that date. To make it blend in a little bit better and to kind of cover it up, I grab one of these little washi strips from Pretty Little Studio and cover it up. Then I can go ahead and write out my title here. Next, I decide to add a title to my little dessert photo up at the top. I just write Yum with these beautiful little puffy stickers from Freckled Fawn. These are some of my favorite. I hope that they do these in every single color because they're super duper cute. They worked perfectly over this photo. Next, I pull out the little drawer that has my Freckled Fawn recent goodies in it, and I want to go ahead and add a couple of these chipboard titles. I think these little chipboard titles work really well with the white writing on the photos, so it adds a little bit of dimension and contrast between the big scripty font and the more typewriter type font on these little phrases. I've been attaching these all the same way. I've been peeling off the backer and making them a little bit less dimensional and then adding some Tombow glue on there. And now I'm super excited to pull out my July goodies. I've already made a 12x12 layout with these, and this is most of what's left. I've also got the alphas and one more sheet of these glitter stickers. So I'm just grabbing from this and doing a little bit of planning out for things. I'm going to pull out some of the little rubber phrases. I've got a chipboard phrase that I'm going to put on that title card. It just says, "Hello, Summer." I grab a little glitter arrow, also from the July kit, to add with the Having Fun title. So adding this paper clip was a bit of a challenge. I didn't want to cover up the writing on the photo above, but I wanted this little high paper clip because Bella was right there and it was just super cute. So I tried to just attach it directly to the photo, but it ends up blocking the text. So I do cut a little slit in the photo to insert the paper clip, and then it ended up working. So I just need my X-Acto knife to cut a little slit on here. These things are really cute, but they're really bulky as well, so I'm trying to glue the paper back down. The Tombow doesn't work, so I end up adding ATG, and that doesn't work, so I add just a Stampin' Dimensional, which is a foam adhesive, and that ends up working. It was a little bit of trial and error, but I really like how it turned out, and I'm glad it didn't block the text. So moving on from there, I pull out the washi tape and I know I want to use some of these phrases. I'm looking through it to decide which phrases I want, and my little helper Olivia is actually sitting at the table with me. She's got her Kindle, she was playing it and kind of playing with my supplies a little bit, and she wanted some washi tape. So you're going to see her grabbing for washi tape and sticking some down on my layout. I end up adding the washi in two different places, and I add one of the two-toned hearts above each one. I also use my ATG to add the rubber phrases to my photo and my journaling card. The July Freckled Fawn kit comes with a chipboard pack. It's mostly shapes, but there are a couple of phrases, and I found two of them pertinent to my layout, so I'm going to add those to the photos that they go with. You can see Olivia's adding some washi tape to my layout. Before the glue has time to set, I go ahead and add one of these little stars and I nest it under that chipboard shape. And Olivia starts asking to see the photos, so I go ahead and show her the photos, talk about it. She loves looking at photos. There is always at least one scrapbook in the floor so that she can flip through it by herself. Usually there's two or three. She just wants me to set them out, and she'll go to the shelf and point to them and say, "Mama, see scrapbook." And so we pull it off the shelf. I was actually surprised that this went so well. This is the first time she's sat at the desk while I've actually scrapbooked. She sat at the desk with me. We've done different activities at the desk, but this is the first time I've actually had scrapbook supplies and everything out. She was really good. She played with some. She wanted to take some alphabets off the sticker sheet, so I'm going to have to pull out some older alphas to let her play with them. Anyway, going back to the layout, I'm adding more of these little glitter shapes everywhere. I add a couple of hearts, and on the bottom picture I had the title Bubble Legs because she's got a bunch of bubbles on her legs, so I add some of the little circle shapes to kind of represent the bubbles. And so I'm left with one card down at the bottom that's blank, and so I'm looking for things to fill it in with. I pull out the little labels that came with the July Freckled Fawn kit, and I decide to go ahead and add a title using the vellum alphas that came in the July kit. Again, Libby's grabbing for it to look at everything. I end up giving her a couple of letters that she asks for. So after I added that last title, I call this layout done. I'll show you the close-ups here in a second. I hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. I hope to have one more for you guys this week. Be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you can follow me along and know when I put out new videos. And I will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.